Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey, hello and welcome to the AHA channel, the channel that makes you go, AHA. And my name is Astrid. I'm a Javanese. I live in Central Java. It is an island in Indonesia. So that means I am also an Indonesian. My native languages are Javanese and Indonesian. I was raised with those languages, so I know them very well. They are, of course, better than my English. I speak English. I know English, but I bet it is not as good as I know Javanese and Indonesians. And especially when we speak in English, somehow we make those mistakes or something that don't really quite common or good to the ears of those native speakers. And sometimes those things happens like, we don't have any control of it. It just happens like that. Sometimes we make mistakes in pronunciation, grammar, or in word choices or diction. Because there is a cultural barrier between us and English, I mean. And today I am going to talk about 7 most common mistakes in word choice or diction Indonesians do when speaking English. And I'm sharing this video to raise more understanding or comprehension about English, so that our English speaking skill especially will be better next time. Because after discussing about those mistakes, those 7 common mistakes, I will also discuss about how to fix it so that it will sound sound good to the ears of the native speakers. So please check out this list of 7 most common mistakes in diction Indonesians do when speaking in English. Okay, the first on the list is I very love English, for example. Have you heard people saying this sentence before? Well, I have. Some of my students somehow do that, even when they are doing a writing assignment or writing activity. But it's okay. I mean, life is a series of trial and error. Okay, here's what happens to those who made these mistakes. In Indonesian, somehow we can say, saya sangat suka bahasa Inggris. And maybe they think that you just have to translate those words into English. So it becomes, I very love or like English. But it is not common in English to say that word, say that sentence, I mean. In English, the word very modifies adjectives. It means that what comes after the word very is an adjective. Very high, very tall, very skinny, very hungry, and blah blah blah. But you can't say very like, very work, or in another word, you can't use a verb after the word very in English. So that is why the word I very like English is not common, is not correct in English. So how do you fix these mistakes? Well, instead of saying I very like English, you can say I like English very much, or I like English so much. Or if you insist on inserting verb between I and like, you can say, I really like English. Second on the list is with Fluent, or it means dengan lancar in Indonesian. See, it is common in Indonesian to form adjective by adding dengan before an adjective. So you have, let's say, marah, which is an adjective in Indonesian, and it means I'm angry. And if you want to form it as an adverb, you say dengan marah. So you put marah, dengan, before the word marah, the adjective. So maybe they think that it also happens in English. So fluent is an adjective, and dengan is with in Indonesian. So they say with fluent. I guess that's what happened in their mind when making those mistakes. It doesn't happen in English. If you form an adverb from an adjective in English, you don't add with before adjectives. You usually add li after the adjectives. For example, I have the adjective angry. If you want to form it into adverb, you have to add li after angry, so it becomes angrily. Or sad, sadly. Or wide, widely. Slow, slowly. So how do we fix these mistakes of with fluent? Well, instead of saying, for example, the kid speaks 5 languages with fluent, you can say that kid speaks 5 languages fluently. List number 3, do and work. Somehow there is a confusion between the meaning of do and work, and it happens to my students at least. Sometimes, somehow, they wrote this sentence or they say this sentence: I will work my assignment tomorrow. And they didn't realize that they are making a mistake. But it's okay. Life is a series of trial and error. It's okay. Probably they were thinking that work means kerja, so mengerjakan means also work, but it is different. Yes, work means kerja, but mengerjakan is not work. Mengerjakan in English is do. So when you try to say, saya akan mengerjakan tugas saya besok, or instead of saying, I will work my assignment tomorrow, you can say, I will do my assignment tomorrow. So you have to replace the word work with the word do. List number 4, by walking. Sometimes I do this mistake too. It just happens. I have no control of it sometimes. It is common in English to form let's say, an adverb of manner by adding the conjunction by before a verb. Verb ing, So it's like by singing, by thinking, by cooking or something. It's common. So we thought that it's also okay to say this word. I go to school by walking, because you can say by singing, by cooking, or by blah 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 ing. So we got trapped in this theory. It is also common in Indonesian to say saya pergi ke sekolah, for example, dengan berjalan kaki. And in Indonesian it will be I go to school by walking. That means we got trapped in those two theories of English grammar and Indonesian grammar. So it's complicated, as a foreign language speaker. So how do you fix these mistakes? Instead of saying I go to school by walking, for example, you can say I go to school on foot. The next list is the adjective high and tall to translate the adjective tinggi in Indonesian. Somehow there is a confusion between the difference of those two adjectives. In Indonesian, we use the same term to explain something that is much in height, and that is tinggi. And tinggi is used to explain for any noun, whether it is human being or non-human being. But in English, they use two different terms, high and tall. That explains that something or someone is much in height or something like that. But the difference is that tall is to explain or to describe human beings, but high is to explain things that are non-human beings. So if you say gedung yang tinggi, you cannot say tall building. You have to say high building. Okay, the next list is fun for the word senang and happy for the word menyenangkan. Somehow there is a confusion between both of the words, and it happens to my students. Sometimes I ask them, how are you? And they say, I am fun. And they were trying to say that they are having fun. It means that they thought fun means senang. And when they try to say that sesuatu itu menyenangkan, they sometimes say it is happy instead of saying it is fun. Fun means pleasing or making you happy. In Indonesian, it will be menyenangkan. So when you try to say sesuatu, like say Bahasa Inggris itu menyenangkan, you have to say English is fun instead of English is happy. So it will be English is fun. Happy means showing convenience or contentment or pleasure. So when you try to say saya bahagia or saya senang, you have to say I am happy, not I am fun. One more, I am happy for saya bahagia. The next list, or the last one, is bored and boring. Bored, some people think that it means membosankan, and boring means bosan. And it happens to not just my students, I guess, it happens to some of us, maybe. So when they try to say saya bosan, they say I am boring. I'll try to get these things straight, okay? Bored is a condition where you are lack of interest. In Indonesian, it will be bosan. So if you want to say saya bosan, it means you have to say I am bored. A condition where you are lack of interest, and that is the meaning of bored. Saya bosan, I am bored. And boring means that something is not interesting. So when you say I am boring, it means you are not interesting. So you have to be careful here. And in Indonesian, it will be saya membosankan. See? So once again, saya bosan, I am bored. Let's say film itu membosankan. The film, the movie, is boring. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed my video. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that you can catch up with my lessons, my English lessons that I will upload here on my channel, AHA channel, the channel that makes you go, AHA. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.